This is so frustrating. I don't even know where to begin. This is not cool. So where do I even start? This is Nairobi Power Bikes, the dealer that sells big bikes here in Nairobi. And this is the bike I bought from them just a few months ago. The Vogue 525DSX. I know most of you guys pronounce it as Voge, but you know what I mean. If you watch my videos, you know how much I love this bike. But there's a problem. Nairobi Power Bikes announced that the Vogue 525 model is being phased out, and as such, they won't be selling them anymore. Instead, they'll be replaced with the new Vogue 625 models. Of course, I'm frustrated, but the only thing that never changes is the change itself, so I'm obliged to embrace it. However, there might be an alternative, which is a beneficial exception. I'm Revi Rides, and this is Chitalio. Drink some water. There's no doubt I'm in love with the Vogue machines. The Chinese brand has proven to be solid so far, and there are no signs of stopping. They have just entered the European market, and guess what? They are going all out. Check this out. In fact, Vogue 900DSX, the bigger brother of the 525, well, and now the bigger brother of the 625 as well, was, listen to this, yes, the best-selling motorcycle in Spain for the large motorcycle category in the month of July 2025. Let's get the big one out of the way first, the price. Your 525, if you bought it here in Kenya, will set you back around 1 million bob. The new 625, a cool 1.5 million. That's a $500,000 difference. Now for many of us, that's a significant amount. Now that Nairobi Power Bikes, our trusted dealer, has confirmed that 525 is being phased out, no more new models are coming. This isn't just about new model, it's about a generational shift. So if you're thinking long term, this scarcity factor for 525 could impact parts availability and resale value down the line. It is not a deal breaker today, but it is definitely something to chew on. Alright, let's talk about our daily grind. Most of us here in Nairobi spend a good chunk of our riding navigating the city's notorious traffic, flitting between lanes, and maybe a quick blast on Wayaki Way. For this kind of commuting, both the 525 and 625 are absolute champions. Their upright riding position, excellent maneuverability, and smooth power delivery make them ideal for urban warfare. The question is, does that extra 100cc on the 625 really make a tangible difference when you're mostly in the second and third gear? In my opinion, for pure city commuting, the 525 still holds its own really well. It is more about what you really need in your daily hustle. Now let's get into the nitty-gritties of performance, torque and horsepower. While 625 obviously boasts more of both, the delivery is what matters most for real-world riding here, especially in Kenya. On paper, the 625 will give you a stronger pull off the line and more grunt for overtaking. But the 525 with its well-tuned engine still offers plenty of low-end torque. Think about those steep inclines up Limuru Road or overtaking a matatu on Mombasa Road. A good torque curve is your best friend here. The 625 will undoubtedly feel punchier, especially with a pylon or a loaded luggage. However, if you are a solo rider who appreciates a smooth, predictable power band, then the 525 is far from underpowered. It is all about how you use that power. Do you have something to add? Okay, fine. Help me make a good choice then. Go to the comment section below and write either keep old or buy new with your reasons. Let's start a conversation that can help others make informed decision when buying a new motorbike, going for a second-hand one, or just keeping the old one they have if they already do, and still be able to feel that they made the right decision. Thank you. This is where the plot thickens for our weekend warriors. Many of us in Nairobi don't just commute. We crave for those long trips to Naivasha, Elementaita, Nakuru and many more, or even down to South Coast. On the open road, the 625 truly starts to flex its muscles here. That extra displacement translates into more relaxed cruising, at higher speeds, less downshifting on inclines, and generally more effortless long-distance experience. If you are constantly pushing your 525 to its limit on the highway, feeling it strain a bit with luggage, the 625 will offer a noticeable upgrade. It is not just about top speed, it's about sustained comfortability and power when you are eating up some kilometers. But again, it is not all that much of a difference, really, unless you really want to distinguish them, then you can. Beyond the engine, let's talk about the unsung heroes of your ride: suspension, brakes, and tech. Both Vogue models are well equipped, but the 625 often features a subtle refinements. We're talking potentially upgraded suspension components for an even smoother ride over Kenya's sometimes challenging roads, or perhaps more advanced braking system for that extra bite when you need it most. Sometimes it is the little things like improved dash functionality or better LED lighting that enhance the overall riding experience. While the 525 is excellent, the 625 benefits from the newer engineering and often includes incremental improvements that, when combined, create a more premium feel. Don't just look at the engine size, consider the whole package. When it comes to how these bikes feel beneath you, Vogue has done something fantastic. A fantastic job of maintaining a comfortable adventure touring stance across both models. The riding triangle, the relationship between the handlebars, seat and foot pegs is largely similar, making both bikes incredibly approachable. However, sometimes with a larger engine comes a slightly difference, like in frame or slightly wider seat for 625 over 525. For longer rides, even minor tweaks to the seat padding or bar positioning can make a whole lot of difference in preventing fatigue. Pay attention to how the bike feels to you during your test ride. While the DNA is similar, the 625 might offer a slightly more substantial feel on the road, which can translate to increased confidence, especially for taller riders or those who just carry more gear. Let's be honest, there's always that irresistible allure of a brand new bike. The 625 is the latest and greatest, and there is a certain pride in riding the newest model. But beyond the immediate gratification, consider the long term as well. As the 525 production ceases, the 625 will become the standard bearer. This means potentially better future resale value for the 625, as it will be the current model. As for your 525, the resale market might see it become a strong second-hand option for those looking for a great value bike. But the new 625 will naturally command higher prices. It is a trade-off. Enjoy the proven reliability and value of your current bike, or just invest in the future and potentially better depreciation curve of the newer model. This is where your wallet really feels the pinch or get a break. While both bikes are generally reliable, the larger engine of the 625 might translate to slightly higher fuel consumption, especially if you're constantly exploring that extra power. We're not talking massive differences, but over thousands of kilometers and Nairobi fuel prices, you know what I mean. This adds up over time. More importantly, consider spare parts. Since the 525 has been around longer, spares are well established. For the 625, while many components might be shared, some specific parts might be newer or less readily available initially, potentially affecting maintenance cost or downtime. Always check with Nairobi Power Bikes about the availability and pricing of common service items for both models before making your final decision. Let's get real for a moment. You've put $1 million bob into your 525. You've had adventures, yes, maybe even fewer close calls, and you've built some connection with this machine. There's a lot to be said for the devil you know. Your 525 is a proven champion. and companion. The urge to upgrade is strong, especially when a new model arrives. But ask yourself, is the perceived upgrade truly going to transform your riding experience? Or is it just a shiny new object syndrome? Sometimes the best bike is the one you already own and love. Don't underestimate the value of familiarity and the bond you formed with your current two-wheeled friend. Before you even think about spending that extra $500,000, clearly define why you're considering the 625. Are you genuinely feeling limited by the 525's power? On long trips maybe? Do you crave the latest tech? Is it purely about having the newest model in town? Or is it because you heard it is better? Make a list of your pain points with the 525 and then see if the 625 directly addresses them. If your 525 is doing everything you need and more for your daily commute and weekend trips, then that $500,000 shilling could be better spent elsewhere, on riding gear, epic road trips, or even investing elsewhere. Be brutally honest with yourself about your motivations. Sometimes a few minutes in the saddle will answer more questions than hours of reading specs online or elsewhere in manuals. Your personal riding experience is subjective, and no review, not even mine, can fully replicate how you feel or how you connect with the bike. Don't get tunnel vision on just one bike. Sometimes a wise investment in your current machine or your riding experience overall can bring more satisfaction than a new purchase. So beware of that. This is often overlooked. How well have you maintained your current 525? If it has been meticulously serviced, in excellent condition and has no major issues, then its lifespan and reliability are still very high. If, however, your 525 is starting to show its age, has high mileage, or requires significant repairs, then the argument for upgrading to a new bike, a warranty-backed 625, becomes much stronger. Consider the hidden cost of keeping an aging bike versus the upfront cost of a new one. A well-cared 525 might have many more years of happy riding left in it.
I like your bike. Thank you.
One of the best things about owning a Voge here in Kenya is the strong rider community. Both the 525 and 625 fall under the Vogue umbrella, meaning you'll still be part of a fantastic network for group rides, advice, and just community guides. However, as the 625 becomes more prevalent, discussion, shared experiences. As the 625 becomes more prevalent, discussions, shared experiences, and troubleshooting tips will naturally shift towards the newer model. Being on the current model often means that you are at the forefront of the conversation. Regardless, the Voge family is inclusive, and that's a huge plus for both bikes. So after all that, who should seriously consider the 625? Well, if you are a rider who frequently tackles long distances, often carries a pylon of luggages, craves that extra grant for overtaking, and wants the absolute latest tech and refinements, then 625 is a compelling upgrade. It's for the rider who generally feels limited by the 525 on specific occasions and has the budget to comfortably make that jump. It's an investment in a more powerful, more refined, and long-distance touring experience. And who should stick with the trusty 525 then? Well, if your riding is predominantly city commuting with occasional weekend trips, you're happy with its current performance, and that $500,000 shilling feels substantial, then keeping your 525 is an absolute smart move. It is a fantastic, reliable, and capable machine that still delivers incredible value for money. Don't feel pressured to upgrade if your current bike is serving you well. The 525 is a legend for a reason. Ultimately, the decision is yours. I've given you all the angles, the price, the power, the practicalities, and the emotional connections. Test ride both, weigh your needs, and listen to your gut. Whether you roll with the proven 525 or upgrade to the potent 625, remember to ride safe, ride smart, and enjoy every single kilometer on these incredible Kenyan roads. Do not forget to hit that like button if you found this video helpful. Subscribe for more epic motor content, and let me know in the comments below, are you team 525 or Team 625. Until next time, keep those wheels spinning. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.